Oh, we got a thumbs up already. um, Bruno Calvo, hi. How you doing, Bruno? So my air conditioning is on. I have to mention that immediately, which means the sound will be maybe, I don't know. But bear with me. It's so hot. It's still full on summer where I am right now, and the bunker is overheated. And I'm wearing like tons of pearls for the occasion. I'm wearing gray with hints of green, darker green, because this is all related to Chanel number 19. Now, oh, hi, Jose. Hi, Melly. Uh, oh, Melina says that was my thumb up. Yay, now we got two thumbs up. Thanks, guys. But so, since the last 2 days that I've been live streaming, I've noticed that at the beginning of every live stream, internet kind of sags and lags and slows down, and then it gets better with time. I don't know how to fix this. It's just the way the internet functions here. So bear with me the couple of first minutes. So I'm thinking maybe we should just like talk, and there's some things I have to tell you before we get into the unboxing of a Chanel number 19 Eau de Parfum 100 milliliter. And then we're going to get into spraying it, and then the comparison to the other, to Eau de Toilette, to the pure perfume, and to the first edition that was ever released, which I purchased 2010 or 11, of Chanel number 19 Poudre. But let's quickly resume and go back. Oh, now 3 thumbs up, says Colin. Yay. Oh, we got 4. Thanks, guys. So before we get into Chanel number 19, I would like to readdress the elephant in the room. Well, it's a positive elephant, but the red Chanel number 5 low bottle that we have seen yesterday in exclusive, by accident almost, on here on my channel. So I rushed to my Chanel boutique of choice. I've spoken to my sales associate. That was really funny. I came in and they said, "Oh, hi, Daco, how's it going?" And I was like, "When is the red bottle coming in?" And they like turned red as the red bottle itself. And they're like, "Nobody is allowed to talk about that. How do you know about that?" And then I go, "Well, I have my I have my contacts. They don't know that the fashion bunker is all over the world. We spread out like the plague. We're everywhere." So I showed them the screenshots, and I was like, "Well, what gives? These red bottles, when will they be available? 100 milliliter low in blood red glass." And they're like, "Oh, this was supposed to be a surprise. We were all sworn to secrecy. Nobody working for Chanel is allowed to say anything." And I was like, in this day and age of internet, you're like a multi-billion company with thousands of coworkers. Leaking of information is bound to happen. You can't fight it nowadays. Those days are over, you know? So actually, I think it was leaked on purpose. So let's not make this huge fuss about it, and just, when will it be released? And they said in December. It's a special thing, a limited edition that will be released and announced to the customers via email or post, and it's going to invite the customers to the boutiques to experience this new bottle. You're going to have to purchase it. I have no news yet about the price. I think it will have the same price as the regular 100 milliliter bottles of number 5 low. But the news, the extra news to add to this is, as they were talking, they spilled some more tea, but then they were like, "Oh, my lights are like," wait, let me just fix the light a little bit here. You know what I mean? You have to like make it, yes, light. And then they were like, talking, and then one of the girls was like, "Oh yeah, and then at the same time, we will also release a Chanel number 5 red bottle of the Eau de Parfum." And I was like, "Ooh!" And then the other girl was like, "Shush, you shouldn't have said that." I was like, whatever. So at least for now, we have confirmed 2 variations of Chanel number 5 red bottles, Eau de Parfum and L'Eau. And then they were talking about maybe possibly being there being also a red pure perfume bottle, but probably only for the huge, like 900 milliliter, like the big ones in leather cases that will cost, I don't know, 15,000, 20,000, whatever, you know, like just for Paris or for some special haute couture customers that want to purchase that for their collections. So that's that. I haven't received any news about whether or not also the eau de toilette will receive a red flacon. I don't think it will because it has this plastic stopper. It doesn't have a glass stopper like the eau de parfum, so it wouldn't be as elegant. And I mean, unless they don't color the plastic stopper into red, but meh. So that's that. Hi, Gail. Hi, Debbie. Hey, everybody. How's it going? I haven't sprayed any perfume yet. I'm dying to spray some perfume. Emilia is fresh out of the shower. Yes, queen. Fresh, so fresh and so clean, clean. So hi to Emilia. Hi to Debbie. Hi to CSC Love Tea. I haven't owned number 5 in 30 years. Maybe I will get the red bottle if in Canada. Gavin. Hey, Gavin. How's it going, sweetie? All right. All right. All right. So how is the internet doing at the moment? Because I just see myself on the camera and I don't know if it's fine. Like, can we start the unboxing or is it lagging or should we wait a little bit? Melinda is wearing eau de toilette number 19. Emilio says it's clear. Colin says, for me, great. Melinda, perfect picture. Yay! Okay, are you ready to rumble? Bling! Okay, guys. Focus. Dacob is excited too. Of course I'm excited. Every time I unbox a Chanel, it's like Christmas. I don't really like Christmas, so it's like birthday. I don't really like to. It's like receiving some special gift for no. That's the best present. When you receive a present or you make yourself a present for no apparent reason, that's the best unboxing ever. That's really what makes me super happy. And I mean, I've gone through a couple of bottles of Chanel number 19 eau de parfum in my life, but every time I buy a new one, it's like a whole new experience. It's almost, it's a ritual, you know what I mean? It's kind of almost religious in a way because I'm interested to see how the new batch will smell. And this particular batch, for whoever is interested, is 2901. Okay, I'm gonna come to the camera to open it. And of course, it's super hard to open it when I'm like hanging on top of the light and computer, but whatever. Oh my God, it's so sticky. Okay, I'm ruining the foliage. Whatever. Come on, 19, are you gonna collaborate or not? Okay. Still the old school paper. They didn't do the new one for number 19. I mean, hello? I've installed an extra light right here so you can actually see. I call it the perfume light. Are you liking the perfume light? Number 19 for whoever dares. The new slogan from Chanel. It's such a jewel. This green color is incredible. By the way, on the Chanel website, they have discontinued the 15 milliliter pure perfume, but in their beauty boutiques today, I've seen one. They actually still produce the 15 ml pure perfume of Chanel number 19, but it seems to be only limited to their boutiques as of now. Look at this color. Love it. Okay, comments. Oh, hi, Vanny. You made it. It's like, yay, I made it to a live stream. Love 19. The eau de toilette is my favorite. Mona says, love the sound of the unwrapping. It's glowing. Gail says, that is amazing under this light. I'm in heaven. The light is magical, says Debbie. I wish they made spray bottles. Yes, well, Amelia, we will be getting to the spray bottle of the pure perfume. I think in France they still make the spray bottles. Okay, but so as I was saying, first of all, they're very lazy. Because number 19 isn't their bestseller, they haven't updated the packages. So we don't receive inside the same type of special packaging that we receive, you know, for Coco Mademoiselle Intense and Chanel number 5 Low. And maybe others have been updated. Probably the other number 5s have been updated as well. But 19 is still kind of kept, you know, like, it is what it is. All right. So batch number 2901. Oh, they flipped it. Okay. So let's spray it. I'm dead and I'm in heaven. Oh, let's do some more. Because like this thing, listen to this clicking. My microphone is here somewhere. Love it. I love this sound. One more time, the special light of Chanel number 19. I'm loving this perfume light. I'm going to use it more often. I hope you enjoy it as well. Could be good for ASMR. I don't know. Okay, enough artsy fartsy stuff. Let's smell it. Okay, who has put on their Chanel number 19 Eau de Parfum? What do you guys think? Gail says, this is the one time I'm happy to walk towards the lot. Let's read quickly together the ingredients. So basically, this is the one that I'm unboxing today. Chronologically speaking, the Eau de Parfum was not the first to be released. The first release was the Pure Perfume. But just for the sake of unboxing and having something fresh and new to talk about, we're beginning with the Eau de Parfum. So the Eau de Parfum was inspired by Henri Robert, but composed by Jacques Polge. And it came out somewhere in the 90s. I would have to check another website for the exact date of release. Does anybody know the exact date of release? Can y'all write it down? So anyway, the Pure Perfume was launched in 1970 on the 19th of August, which is Chanel's birthday. So this is the last perfume that was launched during Coco Chanel's life. Cristal was launched right after her death, but she might have smelled Cristal as well, the Eau de Toilette, also developed by Henri Robert. But number 19 was the last released perfume under the lifespan or the lifetime of Coco Chanel herself. And she smelled it herself. She approved of it. Not the Eau de Parfum, though. The Eau de Parfum came after her death. But what does the Eau de Parfum have? Top notes. We have green notes, bergamot, neroli, ilang ilang, lily of the valley. Interesting, this is the connection to Biarritz. Rose, narcissus, iris. Base notes, leather, oakmoss, sandalwood, and vetiver. So that's that. There are more notes in there as well. The labdanum or labdanum is in there as well. I know I made a mistake in one of my posts prior calling it galbanum or galbanum. It's labdanum, but it's actually in the Pure Perfume and the Eau de Toilette from the 70s harvested from Lebanon. They don't do that anymore. So it's a totally different type of concentrate that you get now. It's a different type of smell as well because the flowers are different. They grow under different circumstances in different countries. So you got to know that they're going to smell differently as well. Comments. Debbie has only the Eau de Toilette, which is totally fine. I wish I had mine. Need to get a new bottle, says Emilio. Melly says, I only have perfume and Eau de Toilette. We're going to get to them in a minute, guys. Debbie knows that Coco was involved in Cristal. Gail says, I have the eau de toilette, eau de parfum, and parfum. Would love a perfume spray for my handbag. Ask if in your area there is a Chanel beauty boutique. Ask them, because they might be able to get a hold of them. They still do make them in France. I have the vintage 15 milliliter version, and I have the newer 7.5 milliliter spray version as well. They're amazing. They really are. So if you can get your hands on one, I really recommend doing it, because they're just like little treasures, little jewels to really cherish, you know. So Stars Masters has the extract. Emilia says, I might have seen eau de parfum ads from the 80s. Choppy says, never tried. Now I'm really curious. Vanny says, I haven't smelled eau de parfum in a minute, but it always smelled a bit like Giorgio Beverly Hills to me. Sans the loud white flowers. Karen says, hi from North Wales, UK. Hi, Karen. How you doing, sweetie? Stephen Thinel, I hope I pronounced this correctly. I got all formulations except Poudre. The parfum is the best for me. Love the iris in there. All right, y'alls, let's smell it. It's so weird. The eau de parfum is wet and dry at the same time. There's nothing sweet about it. This one is a snob, but in the most sophisticated of ways. It's not a snob just for the sake of being a snob, showing off, not caring, or faking as if they don't care about anything, nose up in the air, and just like walking through the world thinking that they're the best of the world. No, it's a different type of snob. This is a snob that knows where they stand, and they are totally at peace with whatever level they have achieved. It needn't be a huge high level. It can also be something in between, or even low, but they are content. And with being so content and at peace with themselves for what they are and how they are, they appear snobby to the rest of the world, even though they might not be snobby at all when you get to know them. But if you don't get to know them, these chains are so heavy, they're pulling the shirt frontally. If you don't get to know them, they will appear to you, in fact, to be huge snobs in the negative way. And that's what this one does in the opening. Now, it has been reformulated. It's not as intense as it used to be in the 90s. It's a bit more watered down, it's a bit more bland, and it's a bit more cold. Number 19 is always cool in each formulation, in each concentration, except for the Poudre. The Poudre is slightly different, but the eau de toilette, the parfum, and the eau de parfum, they remain cool. They remain, in a way, cold. But the eau de parfum is... It's almost as if there were a bit of milk in there as well. It's like a green grass smell, and then you pour milk all over it. And then there's that kind of lactose touch to the entire concoction. This is just in the opening notes. And then, to me, number 19, Eau de Parfum, has a note of wax. Literally candle wax. Just white, odorless wax. You know, the smell of wax. I mean, I'm not talking about perfume scented candles. I'm talking about not scented candles, just the pure paraffin. When it kind of melts, it has its own smell when it cools down, and you rub it with your fingers and you smell it. There's a smell of wax, of that white wax mixed with milk. That, to me, is mixed with the green in the opening notes of number 19, Eau de Parfum. Very, very particular smell. Not for everyone, not easy to love, especially right off the bat, not easy to love. It takes time. You got to get used to it. You got to learn how to appreciate it. Just like, you know, when you're a child, your organism is set to perceive every bitter taste as if it were poison, because the body sounds an alarm and says, if it's bitter, it might poison you. Hence, you don't like spinach and stuff like that. And then with time, you learn to like it. Some people never learn to like it. I love spinach. Same applies for coffee. Took me forever to start appreciating coffee. Now, I cannot drink coffee with sugar, nor milk, or anything. Almond milk, soy milk, whatever you want, nothing. Just pure coffee beans in water, that's it. And I really, really appreciate it now. I've come to that point where I can understand it. My taste, the pupils, my taste buds can appreciate it now. They have decoded it in a certain way, and they have translated that taste into pleasure rather than into an alarm sounding system that tells me, alarm, alarm, very bitter, it could be poisonous for you. Number 19 in the eau de parfum form has that element in it. It's a white wax, white milk mixed with green cut grass. Opening note is complicated. I'm going to show you also something very special. This one is also quite dirty. This is a vintage 28 milliliter pure perfume of number 19. It's all stained. It even has its original box. You're going to see it's like very, very misty, musty, and dusty in there because it's so old, but it's a 28 milliliter bottle. And then we have, you can see the quantity listed down there. This is the pure perfume. I'm not going to tab this one. Maybe I could. I was thinking to do the spray. No, let's do spray for all of them. That's fair, because if all 4 of them will be sprayed on the skin, that's more fair than just, you know what I mean, tabbing one, because then the molecules are treated differently. So let's just spray all 4 of them to give them kind of a fair game. So we're going to do pure perfume here. Wow. Okay, this is vintage. This still has the Lebanese labdanum or labdanum. God. No. The pure perfume, I've reviewed it. You can check out my review on my channel. I mean, I made like a heartbreaking review of the pure perfume of Chanel number 19. I mean, I could cry every time I actually smell the pure perfume. It's like Coco's swan song. It feels like a poem that she kind of left for us. In so many ways, it feels like a goodbye. It smells like an ending. And there's just and this is only in the pure perfume, there's just a hint of warmth. It's almost as if it were like an embrace everything is so cold in this perfume. And you have the feeling you're completely alone. And then when you feel so desperate, right when you're at that limit of desperation, it sends out a little whiff of warmth. And it kind of cradles you. It almost gives you that feeling, okay, it's okay to fall. You will be caught by something warm and safe. Incredible. Really, that's what it is. That's number 19. Hey, Forever Fragrant Kid. Hey, Nick. How's it going, guys? There was a guy talking to Nick at the Chanel counter about how 19 is not selling well, so it's going to be a boutique exclusive only fragrance. This could happen, guys, because every time I look in the boutiques, or when I travel and I look at duty-free shops, or I look at perfumeries that sell Chanel, number 19 on the entire Chanel kind of spectrum of all of their shelves, it's always at the bottom. Like Cristal and 19 are pushed on the bottom shelf, always. The pure perfume tells endless stories of sorrow, of goodbyes, of embraces that are broken, and then nostalgia, longing for something, you know, but also longing and yearning to say goodbye. There's another Madonna quote. We started with one yesterday. Yesterday was Nothing Really Matters. Today we're the power of goodbye. Um, well, and I'm missing some comment. Hey, Can is in the house. How you doing, sweetie? Um, Can says he doesn't think he's ready enough for number 19 yet, unfortunately. It took me years too, I'm telling you. Hey, T, moi to you, Dacob. Moi to you too, darling. Um, Melinda asks, how could 19 not be selling? It's easy. The answer is super easy. Number 19 is the opposite of every single fragrance that is a bestseller today. Literally. No other perfume can be more to the opposite of the spectrum of what is considered or what is a bestseller today. The sweet chulis, those overly hyped sweet opening notes of perfumes that are trying so desperately to be pleasant and pleasant and non-offensive already in the opening notes. 19 is nothing of that. 19 hits you and slaps you and mistreats you in the opening notes. It gets more tamed towards the end. And it stays cool, it stays calm, it stays sophisticated like no other fragrance ever was to the bitter end. It has nothing skanky, cheap. It has nothing of reality TV. It has nothing of the Kardashians in it. It's the opposite of all of that. It is sober. It is a whisper. It is, as I said, it's a poem that says goodbye. It's poetry. It's not it's not Jackie Collins literature. We're talking poetry here at the highest level. And it's a perfume of goodbyes. And that's why I'm also wearing pearls, because pearls are symbol of sorrow. They also say, guys, don't ever gift pearls. Brings bad luck. Always purchase them yourself. And if you are to give them to someone, someone has to symbolically give you a penny, a coin, something, a nickel, a dime, whatever, just to symbolically purchase it off of you. You don't gift pearls. Bad omen. Yeah, Debbie says green is not the in smell. That is so true. It's really not. And the green that we have in Aura, which is doing quite well sales-wise, is a different type of green. It's a green that is very alien, like there's nothing natural smelling about it. It's a complete, well, you saw my review video on it. Aura is green, but it's a green from another planet. It's as if, how would an alien conceive the color green? It might be totally different from what we understand to be green. T says, you're so right, Dacob. I will always love number 19, though. Yeah, me too. Gail agrees. Thank you. T says, I have to seek out the vintage number 19 because I love it. Melinda says, did not know that about pearls. Oh, no, my mom gifted me pearls. Give her money. Give her $1. And you're good. But give her $1. It's different if she gave you pearls that she already received. That's a different story. But if somebody, this is the thing. Somebody should not buy pearls for you. Bad omen. But this is, different culture, like different folks, different strokes for different folks, different cultures, different, beliefs. But I'm very superstitious that way. And I believe in all different cultures and all different religions. And I believe in all those different types. Because most of these superstitions are rooted into something very deep, in the deepest of wells of different cultures. So they might be fairy tales and fantasy stories, and a part of these stories, of course, are probably made up to embellish and make everything seem even more special and exceptional. But there's always a little fragment of truth in them. And pearls, as beautiful as they are tears. They call them the tears of the ocean, and these are all sweetwater pearls. So these are river tears, but nevertheless, they represent tears. And you don't want somebody giving you tears. You can buy them yourself because it's your pain. It's your cross to bear. It's something that's part of your soul. You purchase your own tears because they're your own. You own them. It's a different story. you handle your own sorrow and your own pain in a very different way than you would handle a pain that's delivered to you by someone else. So I think in that respect, that is how this myth was born of not gifting pearls. Emilia says, aura is botanical and sappy green. Or you mean soapy green or sappy? Because, well, we're going to get to the other concentrations here. Number 19, Poudre, is quite soapy. Melinda is superstitious. Khan says, still waters run deep. That's number 19. Emilia doesn't believe in none of that. Of course you don't believe in none of that. I wouldn't expect you to say anything else. Let's smell the next one. Number 19, Poudre. This is the batch code 4105. First release ever, 2010 or 11. This one doesn't have a sticker. The Poudre has a printed logo on it. So we're going to put the Poudre because it's also an eau de parfum. We're going to also keep it on this hand. Up here we have the eau de parfum. Here we're going to put the Poudre. This sprayer is weird. Chanel only used it ever on the first release of the Poudre. It goes like crazy. I have a huge stain of liquid now on my arm. Okay, number Poudre is the sweetest of the four. None of the four are really sweet concentrations, but the Poudre has the sweetest touch. It has iris, 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 iris to infinity. Let me quickly read to you what is in here. So first of all, it was launched in 2011. Jacques Polge is the nose behind the number 19 Poudre. But the ingredients here are mandarin orange, top notes, galbanum. There's the galbanum or galbanum. Neroli. Then we got jasmine in the middle notes, iris in the middle notes, tonka bean in the base notes, musk in the base notes, and vetiver in the base notes, just like we had vetiver in the eau de parfum. I think as far as the pure perfume is concerned, there should also be vetiver in it. There's oakmoss extract, which is to die for. Musk. Yes, vetiver or vetiver is listed, as well as cedarwood. The middle note of the pure perfume also has the hedion or hedione, but I think it's the hideous hedion, which we spoke about when we reviewed Deauville. So you could check out my review of Paris Deauville. There you will hear more about this particular molecule, structure or component, whatever you want to call it in chemistry terms, I'm not sure, and how fascinating it is and what it represents also sexually. But we're going to get to the notes of the pure perfume in a bit. Let's get back to the Poudre. So the Poudre is the most innocent of the four. It has nothing arrogant about it. It's more of the cosmetic makeup version of Chanel number 19. It is that younger sister that is a bit more frivolous, but still stays very composed, never loses touch with reality, but nevertheless decides to be more with the head a bit more up in the air, a bit happier than the other three. There's less sadness. There's actually no sadness in Poudre. Poudre is the frizzy cotton candy as far as cotton candy can go when 19 is concerned, because there's no sweetness in there. But it is as cotton candy as 19 can get. The Poudre is the sweet version of the entire batch. And it's quite soapy. It doesn't smell expensive. It does smell like a Chanel, but just because for those of us who know number 19, we immediately recognize the DNA of number 19 within the bottle, within the liquid, within the Poudre. We immediately recognize the DNA of number 19. We recognize it. But at the same time, it feels a bit cheapened down because that sophistication and that snobbery that we're used to for number 19 is not there anymore. It's completely gone. As opposed to the pure perfume, which is just almost unapproachable from all the pain it emanates from within, and kind of the self-reflective process that a human being can go through in their life when they have reached a point in their life where certain aspects of themselves are already clear to one's self, and you're ready to kind of, you've stepped up that ladder, you've come to the top, and you're ready to confront the next step. But you've reached some sort of level. That is number 19, the pure perfume. Poudre, there's still no level reached. Everything is still game. Everything is still possible. Nothing is really set in stone yet. The eau de parfum is becoming more and more dusty. The pure perfume is like a cloud that opens up. And within this cloud, in the range and area of the cloud, you have all sorts of different interpretations, smells, stories, and drama happening. While the eau de parfum it's like tight. It's like a bubble. And inside that bubble, there are less ingredients, and the vastness of the smell is not there. It's more tight. It's the game you're playing with eau de parfum is a tight game. I would wear it when I know exactly every step I'm making, when I'm going from A to B in the city, and I'm just, leaving the house. Let's make a silly, decadent example. I'm leaving the house to go to the Chanel boutique. I know what bag I want. It's waiting for me. I go from A to B, purchase the bag, come back home, and film an unboxing. That's the eau de parfum. Tight. No wasting time, no wasting ingredients. It's like the pure perfume, which is an expanded bubble. The pure perfume is, I'm at home. I know I want to purchase a new Chanel bag, but I'm contemplating the various options that I have. I could go to this boutique, to that boutique. I could travel somewhere for work and then go to that boutique because I like particularly that sales associate. But before I do that, I would like to read a couple of chapters from The Allure of Chanel book by Paul Morand. And after I read a couple of chapters, then I get inspired. I want to watch an Alfred Hitchcock movie. And then I turn on Rear Window, and I get so many vibes from Grace Kelly and her beautiful blue eyes. And then I go back to the thought of the bag, and then I'm thinking, should the 255 reissue that I want to purchase be Bordeaux? Should it be tweed? Should it be distressed leather? Are they also beautiful? Maybe I'll get all three of them. And then you slowly get dressed, and then you slowly leave the house, and then you listen to the sounds outside. You notice, the cars passing by, and then you pass through a park, and you hear the chirping of the birds, and you sit on a bench, and you smell the green grass, and then you smell, the wind that blows through the trees brings certain specific types of odors from all around, scents of flowers, of plants, of people passing by. And then you stand up again, and then you walk again slow, and then you reach the boutique finally. It's like 1 hour before closing time, so it's not like there's a lot of time. But everybody greets you very nicely and ask you, would you like to drink something? And ask you how you're doing. You exchange some information. Slower pace. Everything is slowed down. You have that time to enjoy time. That's the pure perfume. The eau de parfum is really like A to B and back again. That's, by the way, also a title of Andy Warhol book, his autobiography. Love it. All right, last but not least, the Eau de Toilette, also released 1970, 71. Henri Robert is the nose behind this one. We're going to go here. So up here we have the pure perfume, also Henri Robert. And down here we're going to have the Eau de Toilette, also Henri Robert. Here we have Jacques Polge Eau de Parfum and Jacques Polge Poudre. I love the eau de toilette. It's so different from all the others. This is seriously, they all have the same DNA, but they're all very different. Like each one of them has a different story to tell, even though they carry the same luggage, but they come from different houses. They come from different times, you know, and it all adds up to be the same story. They just represent different chapters of that story. The eau de toilette is so vast and low. And that's how I would describe the eau de toilette. The eau de toilette is, so we have the pure perfume, then we have the eau de parfum, and the eau de toilette, all of a sudden we're shifting and turning and we're flattening out. And this is basically, it's a flat surface, the eau de toilette, but it's kind of endless in this flatness. It's endless and very vast. I know only a few of you will be able to understand me. Because you guys imagine who's not really into perfumes. I don't think anybody would manage 41 minutes watching me blabber like this. But if you made it to this point and you hear me talking about these bubbles, I mean, only who really loves this perfume can understand what I'm saying. Otherwise, you're going to think I'm nuts. Yeah, Vanny. The eau de toilette is the most velvety and diaphanous of all. My favorite. Diaphanous. That's a beautiful word. I actually have very diaphanous skin. It's like literally translucent. You could see my blood underneath because I never go to. I'm like a rat. Never go to the sun. And you know, the newer formulations of the eau de toilette are not the best. The opening notes are difficult. Similar to the eau de parfum, there's that milk with wax, with white dry wax mixed with the labdanum, galbanum, whatever it is, and that's annoying. You gotta get over that. You gotta fight it through. Vintage bottles don't have that. The vintage formulations don't have that milk wax concoction on top. The eau de toilette settles down once you went over that wax and milk into this flat, extended surface of a meadow. And it's beautiful. It's not as soapy as the Poudre, but it's second in line to be soapy. And then third in line would be the eau de parfum. And the last would be the pure perfume. The pure perfume not having any hints of soap whatsoever. The eau de parfum is becoming warmer. It's still a very cold scent, but there's a lot of iris and orris root in there and leather, and you smell that leather. There's a lot of leather in the eau de parfum, and it makes it warm dry. While the pure perfume also has that intense leather, but it's a cooler dry and way more sophisticated dry with a lot of different notes in it that keep on sparkling throughout. And the aldehydes there are much more, they're cut with more precision. And the aldehydes in the eau de parfum are softer, are more cosmetic-y. It's beautiful. The eau de parfum is drying down wonderfully on my skin. Now, as I promised, okay, well, first let's read the ingredients of the eau de toilette. Also released in 1970. The nose behind it is Henri Robert. Coco was 87 years old when it was released. Top notes of the eau de toilette: bergamot, neroli, hyacinth, galbanum, lily of the valley in the middle notes, ylang ylang, jasmine, narcissus, rose, orris root, iris. Base notes: vetiver, oakmoss, cedar, musk, sandalwood, leather. There's way less leather in the way that we understand leather. There's way less leather in the eau de toilette than there would be in the eau de parfum or in the pure perfume. I sense no leather in the poudre, really. I mean, if, then it's just hints. But the poudre, as the name suggests, poudre means powder. Number 19 poudre is all about the iris. Hint of violet, but iris and orris root. Orris root can smell leathery as well, but the orris root is the root of the iris. So there's a lot of it in abundance, a lot of iris. And iris is the dustiest and powderiest of kind of flowers in perfumery. So it's very airy, the poudre. And the eau de parfum is much more grounded. The parfum is leather smeared in your face, intense. That's the type of intense leather it is. And the eau de toilette is more floral than leathery. The eau de toilette is more... Did we say there's Lily of the Valley in there? No, it's Neroli. Yeah, there is Lily of the Valley. I think the Lily of the Valley mixed with the Ylang Ylang in the eau de toilette create this particular lightness, which, because you see, when I sprayed the eau de toilette, I told you had that unpleasant opening that the newer formulations have, but it's already gone. That unpleasantness is really already gone on my skin, and we're heading towards that Lily of the Valley Ylang Ylang mix with the orris root, with the dryness, but it's floral. I sense more floral of all three, of all four. Let's leave Poudre aside. Of the three, eau de parfum, parfum, and eau de toilette, the eau de toilette is the most floral of the three. The most leathery is the pure perfume, and the most leather/powdery, cosmetic-y is the eau de parfum. It's actually the most sellable of the four, I would say. Well, maybe the Poudre is the most sellable because it's the most inoffensive. But the Poudre is a flanker. Let's call it by its name. It's a flanker. So let's focus on the other three, which are different concentrations of the same perfume. Of the main three, the eau de parfum, I think, is the most sellable for today's standards, because the way it dries, of course, granted, somebody actually has that patience in today's day and age where everybody has the concentration span of a fruit fly, or the attention span of a fruit fly, 1 millisecond and you're off to something else. So if you give it that time to the eau de parfum towards the dry down, it will become the most pleasant and easy to wear of the three. But now finally, let's get to the ingredients of the pure perfume. All right, so we have the galbanum, top notes, and neroli. Jasmine, mid notes, ylang ylang, narcissus, hedion or hedion, the hideous hedion, rose, and orris root. And then we got the vetiver, cedar, oakmoss, musk in the dry down. The oakmoss in the vintage pure perfume is a high concentration of oakmoss, which, you know, we're not allowed to use in perfumery nowadays anymore. It's a wonderful thing to be able to still smell, to find a fragrance that still bears oakmoss extract to that extent. You know, people say it's a chypre or a chypre or a fougere or a mix of both. I mean, it depends all from which angle you analyze number 19, actually. But to me, it's really a testament to oakmoss. And funny enough, the pure perfume, again, I repeat, you could check my review out on my YouTube channel of Chanel number 19, the pure perfume. As I said before, it's like a goodbye. It's like a swan song. And funny enough that it turns out that it's not only a swan song to Chanel because she died in 1971, but also a swan song to Oakmoss because it's being allowed less and less in perfumery. The percentage of concentration of Oakmoss is lower and lower and lower as per regulations and allergy and this and that. So in a way, to have a vintage bottle of the pure perfume of 19 is also to have a swan song to Oakmoss. I find that extremely poetic. Sad as well, but times are changing, things are moving, and everything is becoming more and more artificial. And yet, isn't it funny how more time goes by, and the more people that have a little bit of sense of any sort of intellect in them have more and more this need for nature, the opposite of artificial. I don't know. You be the judges. We're all very different. But this is one of the reasons why I didn't want to be blonde anymore. I just wanted to go back to some sort of natural. I'm not saying I'm not going to turn blonde or some other color in the future. You never know. But right now, the phase I'm in, I'm leaning towards natural as possible. So whatever that means, because, I mean, there's limits to natural always. You know what I mean? But then if you really want to be philosophical about it, every ingredient we have, even when we create plastic, we still needed to use materials that we found on planet Earth to create plastic. So in a way, plastic descends from natural ingredients. Anyway, I digress. All right, let's read the comments. I'm sorry I kept on blabbering, but I've kind of outlined these 4 points. 19, Eau de Parfum. 19, Poudre. Jacques Polge. 19, Pure Parfum, Henri Robert. Number 19, Eau de Toilette, Henri Robert. So like ding, 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 ding. And we went through all of them. It's so amazing. I've never really worn all 4 at the same time. This is the first time for me. And it's so amazing to like sniff with them, to go through them. And also to go through them in different, in a different order. So I just smelled Pure Perfume, Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, Poudre. Not the best variation. Let's try the other way around. Much better. To go from Poudre to EDP, EDT, and then the extract. Now I'm going to do Eau de Toilette, Poudre, Eau de Parfum, Parfum. Also good, but I think the other variation was better. Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, Poudre, Pure Perfume. Oh, that's a good one. I think the Poudre mixed with the Pure Perfume is also an interesting combination because the Pure Perfume is like so vast in its complexity and dryness, and then this one is slightly sweet, and when they mix together, they create a baby, a new monster. I'm liking the two together, actually. I also like Eau de Parfum just mixed with the Pure Perfume. Can asks, do you like black, blue hair color, Dacob? Yes, I actually had black. I also had blue. I had red. I had purple. I like all hair colors, natural and none, because I know how it is to dye your hair and to have colored hair and to go through that need to experiment and to go on a search and see how you can change. And it's a wonderful thing to experience change, because when you see yourself in the mirror and you feel also that power that you have that power to change inside and out. And it's a great feeling. So, I have nothing against it really, but it's just that at the moment, for me personally, I just want to deal with what nature gives me. I feel a lot of power in that at the moment. I'm also, I don't mind if people have tattoos or piercings. It's just not for me. Oh, hi, Lourdes. I have the perfume and Poudre. I must layer together to experience the magic. It is magical. Don't spray them on top of each other. We're doing another trick here. Spray them on different wrists, and as you move throughout the day, let them blend in the air in between. You know what I mean? Don't mix. Don't layer them. This is something, you know, people. Joe Malone, Christ's sake. Spray on top of it. You don't have to. You could literally put eau de parfum here, eau de toilette there, poudre here, pure perfume here, and then let, you know, or like I did, one there, one there, one there, one there, and just let them, you know, I smell them as I'm moving my arms, and as the molecules kind of lift off of my arm and combine in the air. And that's the beauty of it. That's way more magical than actually splashing one over the other. Lourdes is like, thanks for clarifying. I was going to layer. I mean, you can also layer, but this way it's much better because you still have that sophistication of being able to identify what is what, because you could bury your nose deep into just one of the two. Or you could, look, I have the pure perfume here and the eau de parfum here. I could do this, or I could do this. And then I smell both at the same time. It's amazing. It's actually, it's mind-boggling, but it's great. It's like you go a little bit cuckoo, you know, because these smells are so particular and different, and yet they can blend, and then they could detach again, and then they like click in, and then they click out, and then they like click in, and then they click out again. T says, when I wear number 19 and number 18, I wear them near each other, not on top of each other. Debbie says Chanel number 1 is the best layer. 1918. We know what we're talking about, don't we? Yes, Debbie, T says. We did our numerology. We know what number 1 really is. Emilio says they find their mutual core. Emilio says this as he's chanting, darling. He's chanting as we speak. So let me go a little bit back because I think I missed quite a few comments. Thank you, Melly. Melly says, we love your perfume talk. Again, says, keep blabbering. I'm loving it. Thumb up the video, guys, if you like it. That would help. And also, I would like to use this opportunity to thank most of you who are in the chat section right now are also already patrons on my Patreon. Thank you so much for helping me, guys. And if you wish to join the Patreon community, you can, because there are exclusive videos there, as well as photos. They're not available on YouTube. That's superdacob on Patreon, all spelled together. Vanny says, 19 is Chanel's swan song. That's such a beautiful way to put it. Thank you, Vanny. Vanny says he thinks that he feels that layering Chanel perfumes is sacrilege. No, not necessarily. Listen, I did something. Wait, how do you pronounce it? This is a difficult word. Sacrilegious? It was sacrilegious? I think sacrilegious. It was sacrilege. I did something sacrilegious today. Like pronouncing sacrilegious wrong. But not just that. I started the day with Paris Venice. I did my cologne shtick. I sprayed it 40 times all over my body. And then I felt I was missing something, and it was missing the zhuzh. It was missing something. And Venice is powdery, you know. And then I felt I need something green, but I'm not going to do number 19 because I want to keep number 19 for the actual video. I just want to have my nose fresh for 19 for the video. So I put on Pour Monsieur. Wow. So the eau de toilette, let's see how this one looks in the light, in the magical perfume light. Ooh, it shines, it glows, it shimmy, shimmy shakes. Um, I I put on, so after, let's say, 10 minutes of having Venice on my skin, it already kind of dried, it wasn't wet on the skin anymore. Then after 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I just a little, I didn't do 40 spritzes of Pour Monsieur. I did maybe 10. I found it very fascinating. It blended very, very well. The dry Pour Monsieur and the kind of warmer Venice, they really, really bonded very well. And I will be doing it again. I love Pour Monsieur. Mm. Mm. Like my mouth gets watery. It's just, oh, it's so delicious. I can't. Yes, comments. T still needs to sniff Deauville. Deauville is great. Emilia says he layers 1923. I think you mean 1932. Eau de toilette with Dior Homme Eau de toilette. I love it. Oh, that's interesting. And T will try that out. Also, Deauville with Cristal Eau de Parfum. Oh yeah. Well, Deauville it kind of has a bit of the DNA of Cristal, so that would be amazing. Melly says, oh, T, you will love Deauville. Gail says, Amelia, it sounds like you do a lot of experimenting, layering your scents. It's what I do for a living, Gail. So yeah, guys. Gail wants that job, Emilio, to sniff them out. So that would be that, I think. Let's also talk about the most boring aspect of perfume talk and reviews. Always people ask, like, the longevity, the projection. I really couldn't care less for those usually. But the pure perfume has the biggest longevity. Poudre is on the second spot, believe it or not. Then comes the eau de parfum, and on the fourth and last position is the eau de toilette in terms of longevity. The pure perfume lasts a full day on my skin. It's that intense, especially the vintage. It's that intense. The Poudre, half a day. Eau de parfum, 5 hours, 6 hours. And the eau de toilette, 3 hours tops. 4. Depending on the day, if it's hot outside or cold, you know what I mean? But that's kind of how I would classify them. Biggest longevity, pure perfume. Second spot, Poudre. Third spot, eau de parfum. And the fourth spot, eau de toilette. Projection, Poudre has the biggest projection because Poudre has that sweetness that kind of just pervades and permeates the room. Poudre has the biggest projection. The pure parfum is second. Then I would say comes the eau de toilette. And the eau de parfum is fourth place in terms of projection. The eau de parfum stays very close to the skin. Very, very beautiful and sensual in the dry down. Really, really beautiful. I'm loving it right now. But it's this tight to the skin. The pure perfume, when you inhale it, it still goes, the aldehydes still start sparkling up in your nose. So even though it stays relatively close to the skin, like when you come close, it kind of already starts working its magic on you. The Poudre has an aura surrounding it already, from a bigger distance. But all of them are relatively close to the skin. Let's not, let's say it for what, let's call it by its name. They're not projection beasts, none of them. But the biggest projection you get is from Poudre. And the eau de parfum just smells really, I know this is super boring to say, but it smells really clean. Of the three, the cleanest one is the eau de toilette. It's the fresh version of the pure perfume, and that's what it was made for back in the 70s when it was released with the pure perfume. It was supposed to be the opposite of the pure perfume. That makes sense, Um, Lourdes says, said, I had to try the number 19 on one wrist and the Poudre on the other, and was smelling them side by side, and it is amazing. Yes, and you should wait like 30-40 minutes when they start drying down, and then start smelling them together. Bliss. Yeah, Debbie says, thumb love peeps. Melly was the first to thumb up. Yes, thumb up the video, guys, if you like it. Thank you so much. Karen says, I love Venice and Biarritz, but do you know what? Deauville has captured me as well. Took a little longer. Yes, Deauville does take a little longer because of the three. Deauville does have the most complex character, I think. Biarritz is also complex. It just seems to be very light and simple, but there's a complicated story hidden inside of it as well. But Deauville, of the three, Deauville is the one that is kind of, it's not bitter, but in the opening notes, it has a slight bitter tone to it. And that's what makes it not lovable immediately. But once you understand it, once you understand its taste and its flavor, just like I said before with spinach and coffee, then you start loving it. So 19 Eau de Toilette and Cristal EDT, beyond words how heavenly they are and how nicely they hold up. Gail says, I've given him the big thumb. Yay! Thank you, Gail. T says, the Eau de Toilette lasts very nicely on my skin. I have no complaints. Gail also thinks they last very well. But Debbie still needs the time machine to go back and get all the original formulations. Melly could talk about perfume all day. Emilio says, Deauville is the only worth spending money on. Not true. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's Emilio's truth. In my opinion, all three warrant a purchase, especially now while they're still affordable-ish, because they're going to go up in price relatively soon. Watch and see. Karen says, Chanel EDT has more staying power than most modern perfumes out there. I agree. Melinda says, I love all three of the Les Eaux. American Princess says, hi, how you doing, sweetie? I need to order Deauville. Yes, you should try it at least. I mean, don't blind purchase it, but, you know, if you get a chance to try it, try it. Melinda should get one more of each of them before they go up in price. I think they will not go up in price until they release the next three. And this is just following Chanel's logic, which is no logic at all, but from what we know from the past of Chanel, usually like with the new release, the price goes up. So I'm thinking when they release the new three Les Eaux, which should be Grasse, Riviera, and help me out here. Grasse, Riviera. I mentioned it in many videos. What's the third? What's the sixth one? Grasse. So Paris Grasse, Paris Riviera, and Paris. Anybody? This is killing me now. What is it? What's the third? What's the sixth one? Gosh, I mentioned it in so many videos and I don't remember anymore. Grasse, Riviera, and the third one is like the most obvious. And of course, I don't remember the most obvious one. Something with a B. T can't remember. Vanny says, Chanel's got big expectations to live up to with a perfume dedicated to Grasse. I'll keep my fingers crossed. It's going to be a simple cologne. But, you know, they're just using these big names related to Chanel. Oh my gosh, what is the... This is killing. You know when you have it, but you don't have it and you just won't let you go? I would have to scroll down through like all my Instagram posts to find... do I really want to do that now while I'm live streaming? No, not really. Red bottle of Chanel number 5. Wow, yeah. Berlin? No. No, it's not. So, what could it be? What city? Ah, is it Antibes? You know, because she also used to go to Cap d'Antibes and stuff like that, or no? I don't know which one is it. No, it's not Bordeaux. Bordeaux is not the sixth one. No, no, no. Who knows? Like I would have to scroll down. Like Bordeaux sounds familiar. Yeah, because I mean, but they make wine there. It's more famous for wine, not for Chanel. Morocco? No, it's not Morocco. Why should Morocco? So like now we're connecting it to Ab Fab when they go to Morocco and they're wearing their 1993 spring summer, 1992 spring summer Chanel sunglasses. Oh, that's an iconic episode. When they sell Safi, and Dina sells Safi. And then Safi runs away and try. Oh my gosh! You know what? When I finish the live stream, I'm gonna go and watch that episode again. I have all of them on DVD. You know, guys, it's like I made so many posts on Lizzo that I have no freaking clue on which one of these posts I mentioned the other name. Wait, is it? I don't think it's a French city starting with B. I mean, I don't know if it's a city. Okay, I like this is like my first impressions. Blah blah blah. Check out blah blah blah. Paris Deauville. The thing is, you know, I posted these fragrances like months before they release already, and I have no freaking clue. Darn. Oh well. I guess let's embrace life. Life doesn't want us to know the sixth name at the moment, so we just have to learn to let it go. Learn to let it go. Let it go, Dacob. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go, girl. Let it go. I can't let it go. Yeah, Melly, I don't think on live, like, I don't think, like, you can Google it yet, like, because this is, like, super secret, so I don't think it really leaked. Karen says Antibes doesn't begin with B. Yeah, I mean, we just think it's B, but it doesn't have to be B. You know, most of the time when you think it begins with some letter, that letter is not even in the word. That's a classic. No, guys, it's not Beijing. It's not Beijing, Morocco, and all those cities. It's something connected to France. You know what I mean? It's something connected to France. I know Venice is in Italy, and it's not connected to France, but it's driving everyone crazy now. And I posted it on one of my Instagram posts. It's just that, you know, I made so many of them that I have no clue. Where did I write it? Oh, no, actually, or did I write it in one of the comments under one of the videos? Oh, well, I'm boring you with this now. I mean, as soon as I figure it out, I'm going to add it to maybe in the comment section here, or I'm going to post it in the description box or something like that. But Debbie asks, no word on release of Enfleur, or the re-release of Enfleur de Chanel. My sales associate at Chanel says that it's not going to be re-released. They got no answers from the mother house of Chanel as to why in the Chanel premises of Grasse they had these new bottles of Enfleur de Chanel and why they were given to people there. They think it might be just for press purposes, like giving some special perfume that's not in production but only given to special people, like Coco Chanel herself used to do with Chanel number 11, Chanel number 1, and number 2 or number 3 even. But I still don't understand why go through all the effort to create a totally new design, packaging, if you're not going to bring back the perfume. They could have just kept the old school bottles it was in, which is the classic 35 ml that you also still get the number 19 eau de parfum in. I don't know why they did it. And yet, every time I ask, they're like, no, 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 it's not. They might be lying to me. You know what I mean? It might be one of those secrets. It might just like pop up within Chanel boutiques as a special thing that they can give to some really good customers. I don't know. I really don't know. But they keep telling me that no, it will not be re-released. Melinda asks if there was a number 8. No, number 8 was only in Twin Peaks, my dear. T loves the 35 milliliter bottles. Yeah, they're going out of production, by the way. So, in fact, the only one you could still get is number 19 in that bottle. Otherwise, it's gone. They don't do number 5 in that bottle anymore either. And, of course, that bottle, but in a 75 milliliter version, is still in production for Pour Monsieur Eau de Parfum. But it's not the same thing. The 35 milliliter bottle, different, because also the lids have a metal thing on top with the silver or gold, depending on if it's number 5 or number 19. And this is just full on plastic for Pour Monsieur. But yeah. Mino says they don't make them anymore. No, they do. You can still find the 35 milliliter bottles of number 19 Eau de Parfum, but that's it. That's the only one you're going to get in that shape bottle. And they also don't do anymore, I don't have the bottle here, the 35 milliliter of Coco Eau de Parfum. That bottle is not in production anymore. Now they've made, now they just make basically, this is 100 ml, 50 ml, and then they do this one in even smaller, this shape in a 35 ml. They don't do the long version Coco and the Coco Noir 35 Eau de Parfum bottles anymore. So if you're a collector, try hunting them down now, because pretty soon you won't be able to find them anywhere. You're just going to be able to, I mean, granted, I think it's a wonderful thing that they made this bottle in a 35 milliliter size. I find that really cool, because I love these glass stoppers. I think they're way more sturdy than the plastic ones, because they kind of fall off when you travel. They're not really the best quality. This is really cool that we have these now in 35 ml. But forever is a completist and would like to have all bottle shapes and sizes. Coco Noir and Coco Eau de Parfums are not produced in their long-shaped Eau de Parfum bottles anymore. Media says, Coco I only have in the black and gold container. That's a 60 ml refillable container in plastic, the monolith as I call it. I love that to pieces. That one is still in production, but might be taken out of production quite soon. So if you want to buy that beautiful, elegant piece of 80s plastic concept, get it now. All right, guys. I think, yeah, 1 hour and 18 minutes. I hope the stream quality was good tonight. If it was, let me know. And thumb up the video. We're almost at 20 thumbs up, So 20 would be nice to reach a round number. Even though number 19 thumbs up is actually very symbolic as well. So, but yeah, that would be the comparison, review, impressions, unboxing, everything of Chanel number 19. This is basically, and it was live streamed. This is the first time something like this has ever happened on YouTube, actually, in these proportions. I mean, I hope you understand what is going on here. We're making history as we go along. We're creating this wonderful community where we're kind of talking live and reviewing stuff live. Nobody really does that. Think about it. I mean, but let me know, because I mean, it's 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's like, maybe not worth blabbering on so much. Maybe I should keep them really short, 15-minute pre-recorded videos, and then just upload those. Or we could have these moments when we do live streams. And I'm enjoying the live streams because I get to talk to you live. And as long as we get from time to time these options like we have now, where internet is relatively stable, I would prefer to do that. If internet is not that stable, then I gotta pre-record. Oh, Amita says, thanks for your time. Thank you so much, Amita, for tuning in. Amita says, 2 likes from me, cheating the system. It's the deep web after all. She snaps, she poses, she drops the mic. Oh, Debbie, thank you. Yes, great time, no short videos. Melly says, love live streams. T says, sends love to Gail. Melly says, love when everyone is here. Yeah, it's a great community. Listen, guys, I don't know if I can tune in tomorrow because I'm working again and it's a mess at work. But if I do tune in, here's a scoop for you. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the name of the person. One of my followers on Instagram sent me a link to a very interesting article. And we might be reading that article tomorrow. It's about fashion. The title is Chanel Shoes, but No Salary. How one woman exposed the scandal of the French fashion industry. Are you ready for that? That's coming up tomorrow if I make it. If not, the day after tomorrow. But I will announce it on Twitter and Instagram right before I go online. So tune in tomorrow to read together and discuss the article, Chanel Shoes, but No Salary. How one woman exposed the scandal of the French fashion industry. All right, guys, that's that. Clutches, pearls, and snaps. Bling, 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 bling. I also have one more necklace. I couldn't put it on because this shirt has this very interesting zipper and collar inside a collar. So these were too short to fit here. They would have fit on the neck instead. So I opted out of one collier, but all the others are here. And these are actually huge. These are like sautoir pearls. Look how long they are. They're actually... Oh, by the way, before we end it, I'm repeating again. I'm going to make a special video just for that. But 17th and 18th of November, I will be giving a 2-day lecture in Berlin on social media, video editing, the secrets of YouTube, how to create content, videos, editing, the philosophy behind it, technical, practical information about what everything means, how monetization works, how copyright regulations work, with a lot of examples and with a lot of discussions and debates. It's a full-on course. It's 8 hours a day. It's a 2-day course. It will cost €290, I believe, but if you book in 2, you get 20% off. And it will be a Saturday and a Sunday. And I'm thinking, if you guys, I'm thinking of making this a bigger trip and like doing a 4-day thing. So you go, you come to Berlin, you go to the course, but then in the evening, we do the meet and greets. And I'm thinking of doing maybe like if you could stay a day longer. So the course is Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, I'm thinking we all do a huge shopping spree together. And for all of you who are in America, think about this when you're thinking, oh, I don't know if I should buy the ticket, fly over to Europe, blah, blah, blah. Well, luxury brands have humongous markups in America, 20 to 30%. So if you've been planning since years to get a small leather good from Chanel or Louis Vuitton or a bag or whatever, think about that 20 to 30% difference in price plus the tax-free refund that you'll get at the airport when you fly back to the States, and that already will pay your flight, literally. So think about that. And we could really go shopping. And there's also a hidden Twin Peaks bar in Berlin, where we would go after class together. So I'm thinking about preparing something really big. So let me know how many people are interested. I'm not saying this just to try to hype the hype around this course, but the places are really limited. They're so limited that there's like, at the moment, I think only 13 places left or available. So I'm saying it's limited because it is. Let me know, and it's, mid-November. So you got more than 2 months time to plan it out if you wish to join. I'd love to see all of you in real life, says Emilio. Oh, yeah, it would be great. I mean, I've been doing lectures already. This is the first time I'm going public, though, on YouTube saying something like this. But because this time it's more focused really on this particular world, the world of YouTube and social media in general, also Instagram. So, and yes, perfumes will find their way too in this course, for sure, for sure. So anyway, that's that, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you tomorrow with this special topic I just mentioned before. And until then, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. Some of us are in Australia, some of us are in America, some of us are in Europe, some of us are, I don't know how far. Are we also like in Southern America? Or is somebody also from Africa tuning in? India? No clue. Anyway, I love you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Otherwise, in 2 days. Never give up on love, guys. Love you. Bye. Mwah. And bah. This is how we